has been responding to some of the findings that have been made in the Boldest report we put out recently. What we will do is that we'll look at what the report said again, and then we'll look at his response. And we'll do some analysis going forward into that. But that's not all we'll do with regards banking, because Royal Bank has also been speaking. We'll also be looking at the findings that PwC made when they made an audit into the affairs of Royal Bank. Now, that audit was alluded to in their response, in their statement, I mean. So we'll be looking at exactly what the PwC audit said, and then we'll be looking at what Royal Bank had to say about that. It's a morning where we get to the bottom of what people are saying. Is what is being presented to us really what it is? Is it representative of what really happened with any of these banks? We'll try and answer these questions today. Your comments are welcome on 0244 340 437. 0244 340 437. That's our WhatsApp line. You can also tweet at us at Joy997FM. You can also go on our Facebook page, Joy99.7FM. The hashtag is JoySMS. And again, if you want to see a public hearing in Parliament into these matters, the hashtag is Let Us See. Tweet at us, let us know what you think. Now, a happy birthday to my dad, Dumega Lawrence Kweku Bebley. He has been a great dad from day one. Wish him the best from this day. Right, you want to say the best of the day from his children, Tony and Sela, Alice and wife Lucy, and grandchildren Sefako and Kekeli. Also, a happy birthday to Cornelia Aruna Seidu of GT Bank. You're a true epitome of a virtuous woman. We thank God for your life. Now, whether it's your cherished sleek sedan or rumbling 4x4, a vehicle is a huge investment that should deliver performance and last longer. Total Petroleum Ghana offers you 2 engine oils in the Quartz range for superior performance of your car. Total Inyo MC3 5W30 and Total Inyo Quartz Inyo Long Life 5W30. I'm talking about Total Quartz Inyo MC3 5W30 and Total Quartz Inyo Long Life 5W30 engine oils. These are specially formulated for the latest generation engine to clean and provide wear protection, also deliver superior performance, extend your oil change interval, and limit harmful exhaust emissions into the environment. Take care of your car. Provide only the best for a longer engine lifespan. Total Quartz engine oil. Keep your engine younger for longer. Our Big Stories is brought to you by Vodafone. The future is exciting. Ready? Guarantee Trust Bank. Wouldn't you rather bank with us? And Nationwide Medical Health Insurance. Your healthcare family. Great news for students and guardians. Pay your school fees this season at GT Bank. Guarantee Trust Bank Ghana Limited welcomes all students back to campus. We are calling on parents, guardians, and students to pay this academic year's fees online or at any of GT Bank's branches nationwide. Walk into any GT Bank branch and make payments to your school's accounts via our safe and reliable GT Collect platform. A system-generated receipt will be issued and be submitted to your school as proof of payment. Similarly, payments can be made via GT Bank's online payments platform, MyGHPay, with a Visa or MasterCard, a mobile wallet, or your GT Bank account. For further inquiries, please call 050-4100-145 or 0504-100-145 or toll free 0800-124 0800-124,000. Guarantee Trust Bank. Wouldn't you rather bank with us? Now, in celebration of our 10th birthday, we are giving you a rate of 10 pesos for everything. Call any Vodafone number or other networks for just 10 pesos per minute and browse for 10 pesos per megabyte. That is not all. You also get to enjoy 10 times the value of credit you buy and share that same credit with 2 others who also get it times 10. Like a Kikimi style. Yes, it's a 10 distant. Simply subscribe by calling 135 to enjoy this amazing anniversary offer. Now, social media messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by Telecel 4G Just a Touch and EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Enjoying quality time with family and friends is memorable when you have a perfect, dependable partner. The EcoBank Visa card or MasterCard is that perfect partner you need for easy payments in shop and online. EcoBank cards are accepted within Ghana and everywhere around the globe for easy and hassle-free payments. Get an EcoBank Visa card or MasterCard for the payment of bills, shopping, dining, and purchase of cinema tickets this and every holiday season. No need to carry the cash. The EcoBank Visa card or MasterCard gives you access to your accounts 24/7 24/7 on all ATMs and points of sale terminals worldwide. Go on, enjoy easy and secure payment at your favorite shop or restaurant and online with your EcoBank Visa card or MasterCard and make payments a breeze this and every holiday season. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Now, of course, Telisol is now the household name for broadband internet service. In other words, think broadband, think Telisol. Telisol offers fast speeds with vast bundles to choose from and very affordable monthly rates on both 4G and fiber broadband. Connect to broadband internet service from Telisol today. Visit telisol4g.com or any of our retail outlets or call us on 0303 975 342 or 4. Telisol, just a touch. It's 5 minutes to the top of the hour here on the Super Morning Show. And we're going to get talking about money. I am Daniel Dazi. Joining me in studio are my friends Raymond Aqua and Malik Abbas Dabo. Guys, one more time, good morning.
Good morning.
And how we doing?
Don't count.
I have already said one more time, so it's number 2.
He starts by giving his own time already, my brother.
Right, okay. So what we want to do is we want to look at Mr. Prince Kofi Amoabeng's report, and then we will look at what the Bank of Ghana said about him. But to give us a proper context, let's go to the Bank of Ghana statement first. Raymond.
Yes. Now, let's start to understand this, that specifically there were 4 general comments made about Mr. Amoabeng. And firstly, the report indicated that it should be pointed out that one of the key roles that the IFC parties and DEG expected to play, in addition to capital injection, was in providing the type of broader governance oversight expected of institutional investors of their caliber in order to improve the governance structures and practice at the bank. Their failure to perform this even critical role may have contributed to the deterioration in the company's financial performance and this company's duty for the avoidance of doubt and weak corporate governance environment. It proceeds to say that the Bank of Ghana was not their directive and complicity. Despite the banking supervision departments detecting several infractions by the UT Bank and recommending remedies to the bank and to the board, there were no consequences of this failure of the bank to rectify the defects. Where the banking supervision department provided liquidity support, it stated explicitly that it will be to appoint an advisor to supervise the utilization of the liquidity support. However, the BSD failed to do so. And there's a major note that you should take note of. This lack of consequent action by the BSD and the lacking oversight provided by the institutional shareholders could all arguably have contributed significantly to the ultimate failure of the UT Bank. Now, there are also other points you need to know. The governance of the bank itself. Now, the Bank of Ghana's report in its risk assessment summary for 2014 and 2015 and the asset quality reports as of 2015 that it viewed UT Bank's governance structures and poor credit management as being below standard. The independent advisor's credit assessment by Serengeti Capital Limited and the due diligence report by Leapfrog Investments confirmed the same shortcomings in the bank. The board of the bank proceeded to approve an advance payment guarantee to Ibrahim Mahama while under liquidity support, despite the UT Bank being directed by banking supervision not to extend credit or guarantees. The former CEO, and this is the only part, let's be clear, Mr. Amoabeng is responding to, the former CEO and director of the bank, P.K. Amoabeng, failed to report or disclose to the board of the bank his receipt of 5 million Ghana cedis from a debtor of the bank, Mr. Kofi Job JB, MD of Kofi Job Limited. The conditions under which he received these funds must be investigated in order to determine whether any legal action can be brought in connection with this payment. This is the only part, again, that Mr. Amoabeng is contending.
Right. So we want to try and catalogue, Raymond, exactly what was said. We have heard the words verbatim, but let's put them into those categories. The first concern was the board itself, the constitution of the board itself.
Yes.
How UT was sort of dominating the board. UT Holdings was dominating the board. And then issues came about payment of dividends to other shareholders. Mm-hmm. That came earlier. And then they came the issue of loans that were forwarded, particularly particularly when liquidity support had been given to UT, and then the issue came of 5 million Ghana cedis being paid to Mr. Prince Kofi Amoabeng personally by Kofi Jobs. The issue of the loans also, there was an issue of loans that were forwarded to persons when they had, in violation of the single obligor of those persons, loans that were forwarded when, you know how they were supposed to take the single obligor of a group and not of an individual. Thank you.
Entire company.
That means that if Malik and Raymond are subsidiaries of one group and I'm giving a loan to Malik, when I'm giving the loan to Raymond, I'm supposed to make sure that the addition of Raymond and Malik's loans does not exceed the limit of the group. But in this case, they violated that. So those were clear violations that were pointed out in the boldest reports that Mr. Amoabeng decided to respond to. Okay. But Malik, what was Mr. Amoabeng's response?
Well, as Raymond pointed out one thing, which is the 5 million. And this was a statement issued yesterday. And he starts by saying the last 1 year has been a very challenging period for the UT family. He says he personally has been deeply disturbed by the events that preceded the collapse of UT Bank, and more so, some of the happenings that have unfolded after the takeover by the Bank of Ghana. He said, in truth, his heart bleeds that, and he struggles to come to terms with the fact that the organization he and others toiled so hard to build over 20 years has ceased to exist. And we all remember UT Financial Services, don't we?
Alone in less than 48 hours.
A lot, absolutely. A lot has happened over the period in question, and he said he has refrained from commenting on the development for a number of reasons, including the fact that Yoko is continuing to investigate this matter and the circumstances leading to the collapse of UT Bank. He said he, however, is compelled to come out at this time following widespread misrepresentation of the facts of the matter, particularly in relation to the supposed withdrawal of 5 million cedis, which he says, according to the media, he failed to disclose to his board. Now, here are the facts, and from now I'm going to read. He said, Kofi Jobs, JB, was a client of UT Bank who secured a loan facility and subsequently paid off the loan with its accrued interest in full. He said, Mr. JB, after paying off in full his commitment to the bank, expressed interest in purchasing my personal residence at Roman Ridge in Accra, which I had put up for sale. Due to the bank's challenges at the time, I instructed that payment of the said house be made to my personal bank account at UT Bank to help shore up the company's liquidity. I wondered then how my decision not to disclose payment of monies into my personal account for the purchase of my personal residence constitutes a misdeed, as suggested by several news reports. He says, it is instructive to note that the Boulders report, which was the source document of the said news report, indeed referenced my response to the team that interviewed me on the same matter. On page 46 of the said report, it states, quote, when Boulders Advisors Limited inquired about this transaction, Mr. P.K. Amoabeng indicated he had sold his personal residence at Roman Ridge, Accra, to Mr. Kofi Jebi, unquote. Now, Kofi Amoabeng says, it is therefore curious that this was neither factored into the conclusions of the Boulders report nor any of the widespread media reports. I am saddened by the turn of events these past months. Our brand was guided by a vision of assisting Ghanaian businesses and individuals to achieve their aims based on sound values, principles, and discipline. We had always envisioned growing this company into a steadfast international Ghanaian-owned company. However, in our quest to support Ghanaian businesses and individuals, the company had challenges and the central bank intervened. The actions so far taken by the central bank have adversely affected the operations of the remaining group of companies of UT. The UT brand, which was previously a super brand a few years ago, has been totally defamed. The situation has for instance, led to difficulties in servicing of payments due investors. More importantly to me today, though, is the inability of several workers who once prided themselves as UT staff and now have little or nothing to show for their years of dedication and service, the negative impact on other UT companies in the eyes of investors who believed in us and our vision to see a Ghanaian-owned company become a successful global brand. I will continue to cooperate with all state agencies probing the development for finality to be brought to this matter. God bless us all. Signed, Prince Kofi Amoaben.
So Mr. Amoaben makes very interesting statements here. He begins by saying that Mr. Kofi Jobs JB, and I'm speaking specifically to the allegation that he took a 5 million payment when it was supposed to be paid to the bank as a loan. He said Mr. Kofi Jobs JB had already paid the loan back to the bank. Fully. After he had paid the loan in full plus interest, he bought property, Roman Rich property, for Mr. Prince Kofi Amoaben. Personal property at 5 million. And then he goes ahead to say that he gave this response to Boulders when Boulders was doing an investigation, because Boulders did ask him. He gave this response. It captured that, but it did not capture it in the conclusion. Let's start from the end. Raymond, give me the conclusion that Boulders gave of that in that section.
Now, it says here that the former CEO, and this under governance of the bank, the former CEO and director of the bank, Mr. P.K. Amoaben, failed to report or disclose to the board of the bank his receipt of 5 million Ghana cedis from a debtor of the bank, Mr. Kofi Job JB, MD of Kofi Job Limited. The conditions under which he received these funds must be investigated in order to determine whether any legal action can be brought in connection with this payment.
And that is the conclusion.
Yeah.
However, they did acknowledge that he gave them this response earlier.
Yes, that's
in
page 46.
Yeah, so in the first place, Mr. Kofi Jobs JB is being described here as a debtor, as someone who owes the bank money. Yeah. So that is one clear difference. Boulders is saying he says they had paid off.
He had paid off. Unless subsequently there was some other he took some other loan. Otherwise,
no. The question is that when he was paying the money to Mr. Amoaben, was he a debtor or was he not? Mr. Amoaben says he was not a debtor. Boulders, that's the Bank of Ghana report, is saying that he was a debtor at the time. So here, the question I have is that why? Yeah, Raymond, you want to say something?
Okay, so it is instructive that the page 46 has some detail on exactly what happened. It says here that on 31st October and 14th November 2016, Mr. Kofi Job JB, Managing Director of Kofi Job Limited, instructed the transfer of 3 million Ghana cedis and 2 million to the bank accounts of Mr. P.K. Amoaben at UT bank account number, and the number is given, and Standard Chartered bank account number, respectively. So let's be clear. It's only 2 million that went to the Standard Chartered account. 3 million went to the UT account.
Good.
Not all the 5 million went to the UT account.
Because then again, Mr. Amoaben said that because he wanted to help with the bank's liquidity, he asked that the monies are paid to his personal account in the bank so that the bank will have more money.
So it's only 3 million that went to his
So it's not
account.
all the money that went to the UT bank. Some of the money went to Standard Chartered.
Yeah.
Exactly. So those are some of the differences that we are finding in the report and in Mr. Amoaben's claim. So I had these questions when you were reading and I was listening to you. When was the payment of loan made by Mr. Kofi Jobs JB? At what point? Relative to when he paid off the loan. In fact, as of the time that Boulders had written this report in August 2017, well, they were commissioned in August 2017. So as of the time they started investigations, had Mr. Kofi Jobs JB paid off his loan?
Yes, I mean, when it comes to the amount of money we are looking at, the 5 million, on 31st October and 14th November, these were the dates that the specific payments were made.
Of which year?
In 2016.
Good.
So
Now,
2016 is when he paid the 5 million.
Okay.
No,
I think the question Daniel is asking is, he had taken a loan from the bank, and I'm talking UT Bank. At the material time that he made these payments, which we are now being told were in lieu of a property that he acquired, a personal property he acquired from Mr. Amoabeng, had he serviced his loan? Mr. Amoabeng says he had serviced his loan, and therefore he was no longer owing the bank. So as far as the bank was concerned, he was no longer a debtor.
Okay.
He had serviced his loan. It's only when he acquired the property and he was instructed by the person from whom he acquired the property, which happened to be Mr. Amoabeng, that he should pay the money into this account. That's when Boulders found out about it.
Good. So Malik,
if he was not owing at that time, then there's no issue.
But why was this being described as a repayment of a loan by Boulders? How did Boulders come to that conclusion? What did Kofi Jobs JB tell them?
In this case,
what did they? How was that conclusion?
So see the couching of this particular statement. It says that the former CEO and director of the bank failed to report to disclose to the bank that his receipt of 5 million from a debtor of the bank. That means as of the time the report was being put together,
Kofi Jobs was a debtor.
He was a debtor.
Or at least when they were considering that time frame when Mr. Amoabeng was receiving the money, they were considering Mr. Kofi Jobs as a debtor. So, and that is where actually the challenge begins. And why is this recommendation that how the money was paid is investigated? So, did Mr. Amoabeng not provide enough sufficient evidence of this sale and the fact that Kofi Jobs JB had repaid his loan already at the time when he was speaking to them? Why this recommendation for investigation?
It's pretty obvious that they doubted that the amount of money we are talking about was in payment of a loan outstanding in this case, or was in payment of some
property having been acquired.
Very good, by Mr. Kofi Job JB from the CEO of UT Bank at the time. Because without that doubt, this would have clarified the matter. And you see, it's admitted in 46 that he gave some justification. Then they come forward to say that this is our conclusion. Even though he has given some justification of the amount of money.
Investigate it.
And let's not forget, these people also did review the banking and the financials of the bank in this case. They were not there only to look at the corporate governance and also who put money in there. They looked at where the money went to and who was owing them at the point in time. So was it feasible to anybody that as of 2017, the people had not paid their debt to Mr. Amoabeng and yet were paying for private property?
House they bought.
Yeah. Was it feasible to you?
And as the founder of the bank, would it be again feasible or reasonable to receive money in payments for a property when this person owes your bank?
That means he's capable of paying. If the person can buy a property from you and pay, then it means he's actually capable of servicing his loan.
No, because even when Malik, even when you see someone who owes you buying food at Top Taste, it becomes a problem. No, seriously. And this person who owes you comes to buy a house, a 5 million city house from you.
I am tempted to believe his version of the story that
the man had paid off the debt.
Had paid off his debt to the bank and acquired this property. Otherwise, it would be curious, as you point out, that you will have 5 million Ghana cedis, which is actually more than $1 million, to pay for this property when you are owing the bank that you have not paid. And the person from whom you are buying this property he's a major stakeholder in this bank. And given who and the history of Mr. Kofi Amoabeng, it would be difficult that he would accept this payment for the property when the loan that the man took from the bank has not been paid.
But you see, the issue of it being a payment of property is being disputed by Boulders. They didn't say the circumstances under which they sold the property. They said the circumstances under which the money was paid. The initial statements made by Boulders was that he received a loan repayment from a debtor himself. Yeah. So the initial premise of it is a property that I was selling to him, they themselves, they are disputing it.
This is my reasoning.
Would make... I'm listening.
This is my reasoning. Kofi Amoabeng says that the reason he has the money be paid into his personal bank account is because the bank had liquidity challenges. He thought that this money would help.
So why didn't he ask them to pay all the 5 million into his UT bank account?
If this money would help because the bank had liquidity challenges, and those liquidity challenges were as a result of the failure of companies which took loans to pay back, the person who was buying his property couldn't be one of those people who are taking loans and had not paid.
But sorry, let's
which himself had made it necessary for him to then say, pay for my property into the bank so that the bank can have some money.
So this is a bank that had given under collateralized loan. this is a bank that was willing to go through, possibly even the back door in this case, to allow people to exceed single obligor limited. To again seek to special
to politically
bypass.
exposed persons.
Yes, seek special bypass to let people go through this process.
Which is permissible anyway.
Yes, I agree. This bank obviously had serious corporate governance structure difficulties.
Which was the root of the issue,
and this was
because
under
they
the
had
watch
a
of the-
stranglehold
Yes.
over UT Holdings, had a stranglehold over the board.
Yes.
The other shareholders were not represented
So
on the
to
board.
me, it's not impossible that this can still happen, and the money will not be money made directly to. Okay, if he made personal payments to me or Mr. What do you call it in this case, how did the boarders get to know? Were they reviewing the standard account of Mr. Mwabin too? Because the 2 million that went into the standard account will not really have fallen under the bank's operations and conditions. Mr. Job was not under review in this case. It is the payment that is in question. At what point in time did the borders entity see that there was another payment that's been made to Stanchart?
Exactly.
And not only 3 million payment that's been made to Amoaben in this particular matter. Except there was a disclosure on one side, either by Mr. Amoaben, that these people made personal payments to me. Why would Kofi Jobs even be of interest when they have cleared their debt?
But he says they interviewed him.
I get
in
your
respect of this. In respect of
Yeah,
this,
but
the
they-
lodgement of this money.
Yes, but they had to identify before they interviewed
And
him.
anyone, I would imagine that anyone who is looking into the operations of a bank and especially relations to its debts and all of that, would find the lodgement of such huge amount in the bank account of a stakeholder of the bank. Would find it curious. It would be the reason why they will go interview him, and for which reason he
No,
gave
you
his
see,
explanation.
But
when
the
you
sequence
turn in
suggests-
the first place, let us just put this out. What we know for a fact is that Boulders considered this as a loan repayment. Mr. Mwabin gave an explanation to Boulders initially. Boulders heard the explanation and said, "No, let's investigate it."
Did Boulders actually say it was a loan repayment?
Yes, but at a whole, all along in both sections of the report that we reviewed last week, it was considered that Raymond. Do you want us to bring us that section again?
Is that money was paid by a debtor? It did not clearly state that this money was repayment of a loan. It said money was paid by a debtor of the bank. And of course, we now know that, of course, this man had taken a loan from the bank and he had paid back, according to Mr. Mwabin. He paid back his loan, he bought a property, and then he's instructed to pay into the personal account at UT Bank, which he did. I am not sure that the Boulders report categorically states that the money that was paid as loan repayment.
Okay, so I have the initial one. I found the initial one, and yes, you are right there. It says in UT Bank, 2 payments were made to the former CEO and a director, Mr. P.K. Amoaben, from a loan defaulting entity, Kofi Jobs Limited. The loans total 5 million and were never disclosed to the board of the bank. So how are we to take this?
So this is a loan defaulting entity, i.e., they were given a specific period to pay, they didn't pay. So as of the time that the payments were made, they were still defaulting.
They were still defaulting, and it says the loans total 5 million.
The same amount.
And they were never disclosed to the bank,
So
to
see
the
why
board.
the strange thing is.
Yeah, because you see, there are 2 sections of the report.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm reading the first one, and Raymond is reading the second one. So the first one actually didn't even capture his response. This is the initial finding. In the second one, if you notice, even with Capital Bank as well, in the second one, they gave detail of the reasons that Mr. Tuesien gave and all of that. Here too, in the first, they are presenting the facts they found. And the facts they found, I'm reading again. In UT Bank, 2 payments were made to the former CEO and a director, Mr. P.K. Amoaben, from a loan defaulting entity, Kofi Jobs Limited. The loans total 5 million Ghana cedis and were never disclosed to the board of the bank. Which is why I'm saying that the clear discrepancies must be laid bare. The discrepancies are that Boulders says this is a loan defaulting entity. Kofi Amoaben says they are not.
And the loan was to the tune of 5 million.
5 million. Kofi Amoaben says he wanted
same amount.
Exactly. Kofi Amoaben says he wanted to put that money in his bank so that there's the liquidity of his bank is
Show
propped
up
up.
the liquidity.
Boulders says no, he didn't pay all of it into his bank. He paid some of it into Stanchart.
Okay.
So those are clear differences there, which go to the heart of the reason that Mr. Mwabin is given for the receipt of the funds.
But I have the portion you read said 2 payments Is that not what it says? 2 payments.
Yes,
both
2
payments were made to Kofi Mwabin. Were both payments not made to him in the bank, to his account in the bank?
You see, Boulders, it doesn't say in this section I am reading. It says in Raymond's section that he is reading that they were made to StanChart.
That gives out the 2 differences.
I'm reading page 12.
Different dates. So there's a summary and there's a detail. The summary is what gives you that one. But the detail is what tells you that this day into this account and on this day into this account. And these are the specific dates he talked about. 31st of October and also 14th of November. These are all in 2016. And they launched on the 31st of October the 3 million into the UT account. Then 2 million was lodged into the StanChart account on the subsequent date, which is specifically in this case the 14th of November 2016. So you see where the difference is. 3 million, 2 million into different accounts. One at StanChart, the other at UT. Now, this 5 million total is also the 5 million, if you want to believe that the 5 million is for the house. He also owns
property.
Property. Because he says his residence as Roman Ridge.
Residence.
Yes, specifically. Residence at Roman Ridge. So the other point that's made clearly here is that the same 5 million seem to have been the debt that the man owes the UT Bank itself.
According to the Boulders report.
Okay. Okay, and again, he says they did not owe. Let's make that clear. Yes. The man says they did not owe.
But the report insists this is a loan defaulting entity.
Okay, so it's 20 minutes past 8. What we have been doing is that we are looking at the response that Mr. Prince Kofi Mwabin has given to the Boulders report, and we are comparing that to the original Boulders report. When we come back from these messages, we'll just take a quick look through the issues in the report raised that he did not address at all, just to keep ourselves abreast with what the issues are that we are dealing with UT Bank, and then we'll move to other issues. This is the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Your comments are welcome. Of course, you can also give us your thoughts about this on 0244 340 437. Tweet at us at Joy997FM. Go on our Facebook page, Joy 99.7 FM. Use the hashtag JoySMS. We'll be back shortly.
I wake up in the morning, it's a new day, and I got bills that I have to pay. Now you're running late, running out of time. Feels like the world is waiting in line.
Yeah, what's up? We are say Ube phone. Now I dial *737#. Entinia we bia. Enipa we bia no. Ekwan yo ha bia nim wo homo bia. Abrabo enye din ni akiri kra. E won sa no ene yia so magic ne hwe. Ni nyina hya ase wo *737#. GT Bank *737# so die. Utumi bia account foforo wo phone so. Eto airtime, etuaka. DSTV ni subscriptions. Check your account balance. Link your MTN mobile money account ni GT Bank account. Na transfer sika mebusuafo ni namfofo. Eye koko kra.
I don't need to write or cash a check. I don't need data or internet. I have something that's faster than a jet. Just like
what they're talking about.
You could be a palm wine sapper, a teacher, a rapper, a schoolboy, or a school girl, or a trader, a bank MD, a chairman, or a baker.
Guaranteed Trust Bank. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Don't come in. Hey, 10 pesos. 10 pesos. Vodafone is 10 years old and is giving you an anniversary gift of 10 times bonus and 10 pesos call rate across networks. Browse for 10 pesos per megabyte. Call Vodafone or any other network at the same rate of 10 pesos per minute. That's not all. Share your scratch card with 2 more people the Kikimi style, and the 3 of you will each enjoy 10 times the value of your card. Dial *135# to subscribe. Terms and conditions apply.
The future is exciting. Ready?
Nationwide Medical Insurance, the leader in private health insurance, has deployed superior technology to make your healthcare experience more convenient and exciting. With the Nationwide mobile app, you can order your prescription drugs and we will deliver to your doorsteps. With over 600 dependable healthcare service providers, you're just a step away locating your service provider of choice and accessing hospital claim information in real time. Our corporate clients are guaranteed timely corporate utilization reports. We provide on-site clinics to give employees access to healthcare in the comfort of their offices. Enjoy these amazing benefits and so much more by signing on to Nationwide Medical Insurance today. Call us on toll-free number 0800 222222 or visit our website www.nationwidemh.com. Nationwide Medical Insurance. Join the healthcare family.
Move
Move on up, 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 up.
Moving on up is paying from your phone and getting looks of approval from your friends. Moving on up is doing all your banking from your bathroom like a boss. Moving on up is losing your wallet, but your money is still safe. Moving on up is attaching any bank's card to the EcoBank mobile app. Oh yeah, download the EcoBank mobile app. Make we go and bank like a boss.
Move on up with EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Oh, hello, Amma. Long time.
Oh, I've been standing here knocking, sir. Where were you?
Oh, I'm very sorry. I actually saw you in my cameras when you were walking in, but I was on a long-distance video call with a big cousin in the UK.
How are you able to do that?
Haven't you heard of the broadband service from Telesol? They offer fast speed with vast internet bundles to choose from and very affordable monthly rates.
Wow, is that so?
Yes, so they offer both 4G and fiber broadband.
Go on, tell me more.
And Telesol is fully Ghanaian.
I'm rushing right away to contact them. Any more details?
Yes, you can contact Telesol today for further details on 0303 975 342 or 344 or toll free on 0800 900,000 or visit www.telesol4g.com. Telesol 4G, just a touch.
It's a new day.
I want you to first think big, not small. Think of how great we can be when we work together. Together, we can ensure that our hard work will provide a better future. Together, we can provide a foundation for you and your business to succeed, regardless of its size. Together, we can create opportunities for all. Bank with us today and let's journey forward together.
Forward together.
Cowbank, forward together.
Blow the candles, sound the trumpet, and scream! Media is 50! Media, your #1 air conditioner and appliance manufacturer, is 50 years old. 50 years of top-notch quality, and we're celebrating it big. Starting from 15% discount on appliances from any Media showroom or authorized reseller. Join the celebration of Media at 50. We have amazing home appliances at great discounts. Tabletop fridges starting at 499 Ghana cedis. 4-burner gas cookers starting at 799 Ghana cedis. Chest freezers are also starting at 799 Ghana cedis. Blow the candles, sound the trumpet, and scream! And so many appliances for you to choose from. One so better, dear. Remember, it's a celebration. It's Media at 50 big sales on appliances. Visit a Media showroom or authorized reseller now, or call us on 0503 400 600. It's the Media at 50 promotion. Terms and conditions apply.
Airtel Tigo spoiled them big time. Sir. Some new big time bundles view.
The only bundles I want hear about are bundles of cash.
So what about a bundle that gives you the most data on your 1, 2, and 5 Ghana cedi bundles than anywhere else, and also gives you a whole 1.5 gig for only 10 Ghana cedi?
Please, no network could give you that much data at that price.
Sir, well, Airtel Tigo does, and you even get a big 2 gig for the same 10 Ghana cedis when you bundle directly from an Airtel Tigo scratch card or with Airtel Tigo Money. Airtel Tigo's new big time bundles do not expire. You can browse, sir. No more daily, weekly, or monthly bundles.
Hey, bad. How do I subscribe?
Dial *111#, select big time bundles and browse. Whether you're a new subscriber or an old subscriber, T's and C's apply. Get big time data from the network that gives you the most. Airtel Tigo.
What's your thing? A high baller, always after the bigger picture. Living your life in boardrooms, transiting through VIP lounges into first or business class. Sipping on some whey while flipping through pages of FT and Bloomberg. What's your thing? Your life is busy and your schedule is crazy. But when you can make some time, you try to unwind with some jazz or high life. Over some drinks with friends, but the business talk never ends, even at the bar. Let's do your thing. Stanbic Bank. Moving forward.
Admission. The Catholic Institute of Business and Technology, CIBT, a private Christian university, is calling on all who wish to study degree programs such as information technology, accounting, public administration, marketing, banking, and human resource management,
religious studies and church administration.
To apply now, CIBT is fully accredited and affiliated to the University of Ghana and KNUST. Forms can be purchased at all EMS sections of Ghana post offices. Locate us at our campus adjacent the Nat Hall. Please contact 0575 033 547.
Concerned about your family's safety at your home or business? Worry no more. get more. Call Trelidor 0561 24 24 24. For any window or door, get more. Call Trelidor 0561 24 24 24. For unique custom-made solutions, get more. Call Trelidor 0561 24 24 24. Trelidor, Africa's strongest burglar proofing.
Possibilities. Africa is filled with them. People are going places. Businesses are starting up. Things are happening on our continent every day. And as a forward-looking organization, we believe there's no better time or place to do business than right now in Africa. That's why, as one of the largest companies listed on the JSE Top 40 Index on Africa's largest stock exchange, we deliver world-class expertise to grow businesses. So, if you want to go from local to international, we are a truly African organization with global reach. Absa Group, proudly serving Ghana as Barclays. For more, visit absa.africa. This message is brought to you by Absa Group Limited.
Ground up, Charlie.
Joy 99.7 FM.
It's exactly 8:30 on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. I am Daniel Daze. Thanks for staying with us. We've been talking about the statements that Mr. Prince Kofi Amon are being released in response to the findings of the Borders Advisories Limited, that report commissioned by the Bank of Ghana. We pointed out some of the key differences between the statements he released and what the Bank of Ghana said, or what Borders Advisories reported to the Bank of Ghana, key among which being claims surrounding his receipt of 5 million Ghana cedis from Kofi Jobs JB. He says that at the time Kofi Jobs was not a loan defaulting entity. The Bank of Ghana, Borders says at the time Kofi Jobs was a loan defaulting entity. So many issues there with that. We'll come back and deal with those issues a bit further, particularly having to do with Royal Bank. But we have a surprise guest in the house that we would have a quick conversation with before he leaves us. The Minister for Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, Professor Frimpong Boateng. Good morning, Prof.
Good morning.
Hope all is well this morning.
Thanks for having me in your studio. Yeah.
It's great to have you. It's great to have you. So, Prof, we'll be talking to Prof about basically the fight against Galamsey and some other national issues. But before we go into that, the ICGC Holy Ghost Temple invites the general public to its Spiritual Emphasis program beginning Tuesday 28th August to Friday 31st August 2018. It's a month of new beginnings. Come and receive spirit-led ministrations from Reverend Eastwood Anaba, President of Eastwood Anaba Ministries, and the host pastor, Professor Christopher Yao Ano, or Prophet Christopher Yao Ano, ICGC Holy Ghost Temple. Date is Tuesday the 28th of August to Friday 31st August 2018. Time is 6:30 p.m. each night. Venue is Holy Ghost Temple located at South Frafraha on the Dodowa Road. Come and experience the glory, favor and power of God. Now, Africa is full of potential. People are getting things done. Businesses are on the rise. And Absa Group is tapping into this can-do spirit. As one of the largest companies listed on the JSE Top 40 Index on Africa's largest stock exchange, Absa Group delivers award-winning expertise to enable people and businesses to realize their possibilities daily. Absa Group